rolling.
Now I'm recording.
I know I suck your mom's titties.
Whoa, whoa.
She loved my cock every night. And now I am gay. I wanna suck some asshole.
I know
I want
it's
to.
hard, but I know I need to go out.
You know you want to. So why you really think about me?
Glizzies all night long. Glizzies all night long. All
Sucking
night.
on the clock
sucking.
right now.
Glizzies all night long.
Doing
Forever.
all you get for the Riddler. You're so skibberty. You're so phantom cat.
Glizzy on my face, on my chest.
I just wanna be your Sigma.
Beta male.
You could be my Sigma, I'll be a Beta. I just wanna spread my cheeks for you.
Let's be friends now. Don't tell anyone.
Spread my cheeks for you.
Breedable. Breedable.
I'll pay you. I'll worship your feet in my head. Just please don't tell anyone.
Glizzies on my lawn tonight. I wanna greet you in your ass tonight. Every time I see your ass, I wanna spread my cheeks and fly on mine.
So unbelievable. She's so breedable.
Excellent, boys. Wow.
That was a good lyric. Don't lie.
That was great.
Don't lie, Matt.
I'll fade it out. And we're back, boys.
So unbelievable. She's so breedable.
That's a great line. Well, guys, the album will be coming out soon. That's what we've been working on. That's why we haven't been around.
Where did Matt go?
Maticus has left the building, even though we were starting. I don't know what he thought was going on right there. But we do have Vince on the pod here. Vince, would you like to say hi?
We're doing something different this time, guys. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the American Meme Podcast.
Pew, 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 pew. Well, and since we are back, it's going to be a new vibe. We're chilled out. We're zenned out. We found Buddhism. We've rekindled our love for America. We're out. Trump has started his campaign. We are back out there for him. And honestly, that is what has revitalized our passion for podding. This is the pod to save America. Not to be confused with those fags. Okay, pod save America.
Whoa. Matt, what do
Yeah.
you think of that word?
Those-
That F-bomb you just dropped.
American haters, okay? Why don't you? They love dick more than they love America. That's why they love cock so much. That's why they don't love America.
Matt, can you give me your best Hunter S. Thompson impersonation?
No. I don't know well enough.
But the Trump campaign has brought me out of my depression. It has. Vince is just breaking shit over there. And it has revitalized our passion for the pod.
Not me.
Because we want to be trumpeting the message for Trump. Now, Vince, why don't you tell the good folks at home? Actually, Matt, why don't you tell the good folks at home why we're voting for Trump? Why this is a MAGA podcast, and how much you want Trump to win in 2024?
You know, around Christmas time,
Make your parents proud.
I saw The Sound of Freedom, and it really changed my opinion about the political landscape and conservatism in a general whole.
Yes.
Did
it open your eyes?
It really did to the tragedies and animosities
that the Democrats
they're
want to fuck
perpetuated
children?
by the Democrat system. Like we need to get rid of the Democrats and have just a one-party system of Republicans.
You know, I'm so glad you brought that up because
it's the future.
All Democrats and liberals are pedophiles, and I don't say that enough.
Republicans too?
No, Republicans are the second incarnation of Jesus Christ, Vince.
Vince, I don't know what you're not sure what you're talking about. Republicans have,
I thought that House Speaker from like 90 something got like put in jail.
and you know what? Who put him in jail? A Republican. That's right.
Look, all I'm saying is, it's a big club and you're not in it.
All I'm saying is that guy probably was framed because he was a Republican. But God's chosen people cannot be taken down. Look at Israel, okay? You had January 6th go on, right? And then boom, 15,000 Palestinians dead in a matter of weeks. Boom. Okay, if that's not the Lord at work, I do not know what is.
You mean October 7th?
What did I say?
January 6th.
Oh, January 6th.
They're also God's chosen people.
That was also God's chosen people being persecuted, just like October 7th was the Israeli people's
But you got to understand,
getting massacred.
with the January 6th, that the QAnon conspiracy was just a liberal disinformation campaign to lure God's people away from the light. It was really an attack from Satan.
I do believe that the movement was infiltrated by Satan-loving pedophiles.
Have you heard about that FBI agent who was talking about these sex ritual crimes, the Satan ritualistic assaults on minors?
Is it old or recent?
This was like in '89, and he mentions the finders, but he was doing his own investigations within the bureau, and look, I'm not saying they did any of this, but I'm just saying they like to turn a blind eye.
I have heard of that.
He was speaking at a college campus, and he had a mom he brought on, and there's just some shit that I just find impossible to make up, like the story, her testimony of her children taking off their pants in public and masturbating when they're like 9, 10, because they were at a school. There was like a whole series of schools in I don't know which part of California. It might have been like the San Francisco area. And after the preliminary investigations, this guy would go. He started infiltrating these places and found tunnels underground. Just a series of tunnels, sexual tunnels with bad vibes, if you ask me. Bad juju.
And liberals and Democrats wanted to get in those tunnels. Is what you're saying?
No, I think liberals. I don't think liberals are satanic, but I think they'll totally use them for nefarious purposes for children.
The adrenochrome?
Yeah, totally.
Or are you talking about for dirt?
Both probably.
For what
political
do you call
figures.
It? Statecraft, espionage, leverage.
Look, I'm not saying like the state is inherently satanic, but they just sure seem to work with a lot of them.
In what way? Not the Trump administration, but what are you referring to? So, Obama? Bill Clinton?
Obama, Clinton. I think it was even during the Reagan administration. Was he during the late 80s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then him too.
82 to 90, or 83 to 90, or whatever.
Yeah, it was him too. Then I'm not gonna say. Look,
what are you
honestly,
saying about
what?
My hero?
Reagan?
And the greatest president.
Didn't he use hostages for political leverage and like the
was that the Iranian hostage? Was that Argo?
Yeah.
Was that Argo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Canadians got them out.
Nice.
But now, Vince, I like where your head's at, because that's another reason why we need Trump in 2024.
Oh God, excuse me.
The underground tunnels, Trump needs to clear those out of the Democrats and any kind of pedophilia that they're doing down there. And so I'm glad you bring that up, because that's another reason why we need the Trump administration back in 2024. Now, all of these trumped up charges.
Let me ask you this.
Trumped up charges.
If we get evidence that Trump was on those flight logs, will you denounce him?
Trump was there to drain the swamp and save our people.
He was there to rescue the kids off of the plane. He was trying to gather evidence so that when he was president,
he only stuck his dick inside that 14-year-old to bust these people.
Let me ask you this: who was president when Epstein died and got caught?
Oh, Trump.
There
and
you go.
Ghislaine, no.
Thank you.
She got caught, right?
Uh-huh.
During Trump's presidency?
That's right.
Was it not Biden's?
She may have gotten sentenced during Biden's. Can't remember. But that's another point in Trump's favor, right there. He's the only one serious about taking out the pedophiles. Okay,
I agree.
And so I think that should be the number one thing on every conservative's brain right now: pedophilia,
dude,
and getting the damn liberal pedophiles out of office.
Dude, I think we're in a religious war. A spiritual battle.
All wars are religious, Vince.
I agree.
It's ultimately all arguments are about the nature of God. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about morality, what's right and what's wrong, and this versus that, what you're really saying is that the God that I serve thinks that this is more just than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The God that I serve wants this or desires this or that.
We're really caught in a wave, a huge wave in every system of evangelism, extremism. It's America's form of Christianity is this evangelical extremism, which it's either convert or be killed.
Yes,
politically,
and even the atheist Democrats have the same rules. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
You need doctrinal adherence.
Or be excommunicado.
Yes, you need to have your pronouns
in John Wick.
Have your pronouns in your bio, or else, Eugenia Carano.
So we're not in a true atheistic secular state then. We never have been.
No, never will be. Never will be. You can only claim to not believe in God. You can't act like you don't believe in God because ultimately, whatever you desire...
Don't give the atheist ammunition though, dude. Don't be like, a true atheist state has never been tried. like a true communist state has never been tried. Don't give them that.
No, they're retarded, dude. JP tried to tell them.
He tried to tell, what's his name?
Richard Dawkins.
Richard Dawkins. And your favorite, Ben Stiller.
And Ben Stiller, yes. Ben Shapiro.
No,
I know
Sam Harris.
Sam Harris.
and Destiny.
He didn't talk to Destiny.
I don't think so. Destiny's going to talk to Ben Shapiro though. I think that could be really good.
For why? They both agree about Israel.
It's about Trump because like if you're a Ben Shapiro type conservative, you have got to do backflips. You have got to do contortionists. You've got to do some Moulin
Mental
Rouge
gymnastics.
Yes. What is that? Matt, what is that traveling band of carnival?
Carnies?
No,
the retards?
No, the European ones.
The rapists?
Where they do gymnastics and stuff.
Faggots?
Those are carnies.
No, there's a specific troop.
Oh, the Hitler Youth.
No. Anyway, you've got to be doing European-style contortionists and actually, it's like people have asked him before, and he has to do this gymnastics about why Biden is worse than Trump.
Destiny?
No. I just mean like no. At on college campus, I saw a clip recently where somebody was like, why is Trump not worse than Biden by our own standards? In terms of like morality, in terms of foreign policy, because Ben and old school like pre-2010 conservatives were very much for interventions in the Middle East. Well, I mean, Bush kind of started to split that up, and then that really split up during the Obama years.
Yeah, Ron Paul made it cool for conservatives to be against war.
It's sort of, but that was part of that was a wave that was coming once they found out
that was the creation of the new right.
Well, once there was no more WMDs, by 2007,
the jig was up, dude.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson even said, he's like, I used to be in favor of the war in Iraq, but then I'm like, what the hell? This is gay as fuck, dude.
See, that's what I'm saying. And Ben is an older style Republican where they want to go and flex.
He's a Reaganite.
Yeah.
He jacks off to Reagan before bed.
Which, dude, honestly, I feel like we should also. I have been pro-interventionized.
I'm not anti-interventionist by any means.
Obviously, we can do a better or worse job. I'm not that. There's nothing to say about that. Any individual case could be good or bad. But I just mean in general, the idea of getting out there, supporting people who are being oppressed, supporting democracy, supporting free speech outside of our borders. Yeah, why not?
And the gold standard. We need to be back on the gold standard.
Nah, it would all just end up in China. It doesn't even make sense anymore with globalism and the global.
You're in favor of a global hegemony? I mean, I guess we kind of are. We lived through it.
I mean, yeah, like we live in a totally globalized market now.
Are you supporting BRICS, Josiah, the Brazilian currency, the digital currency that is sweeping the nations?
Is that good or bad?
That's terrible.
Is it a crypto? It's a crypto coin?
It's a digital currency that's going to take away the physical dollar.
I don't think it's a digital currency.
Oh,
It is a digital currency.
I thought BRICS was just like other
pact?
superpowers trying to
create their own monetary standard
yeah.
but it's a digital standard.
I don't know. It's digital.
to challenge the. Well, I would think any new currency would be like some kind of a crypto. Would be on the blockchain of some form or fashion.
What do you think of Argentina invading Guyana?
Dude, what the hell is that about? I have no fucking idea what the hell is going on.
Is that just like a symbol of our decaying place on the world stage, that we just can no longer keep these little retards in check?
What the hell are they doing? Do you know what their rationale is for invading? Do they want?
It's the same as Putin says it's ours.
Okay. So it's like a disputed border land thing.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, and then is there any actual strategic interest for that land?
Yeah, they discovered gold and oil. So we'll be there.
And Venezuela was, but
Argentina.
I mean, are we gonna?
Is it Venezuela? It's Venezuela.
I thought
Which
so.
one? What is the new based one? The new based president? He's the Argentinian president?
I thought that was the one with the libertarian.
Afuera!
The libertarian president?
Yeah.
Okay, what's his deal? You're up to date with all the libertarian shit.
He's based.
What does he want to do? Crypto nationalism or what?
No, he's still backing the U.S. dollar. He's not as based as everyone thinks he is. He's pretty pro-Israel. He's a Zionist, and but he does want to destroy all the three-letter agencies that have infiltrated the government of Argentina or Venezuela.
Okay, that's why people say he's a libertarian.
No, he was like an anarchist professor.
He says anti-regulation. That's what he ran on.
Yeah.
And what?
And he basically says the socialism and liberalism is shit. He said it like in those words in Spanish though.
Okay, see now I need to defend liberalism.
Liberalism is cool.
Free markets,
progressivism sucks.
Free speech, guns, freedom of religion.
Yeah,
these are all good things.
Yeah, they're great.
This is what liberalism has brought us.
I just don't like collectivism.
You gotta collect.
Yeah, it's actually all right.
I mean, like, what do you want everyone to be a party of one?
No.
Okay.
Kinda.
What form of collectivism are you railing against?
The one I don't like.
Which is?
Socialism. Communism. Betaism. Sex freedomism.
Okay, so are you against Medicare for all?
No.
That's socialism, dude.
Yeah, I'm not against it completely. It's fine.
Dude.
I think people should opt in, though. They should decide. It shouldn't be mandated. If there was.
That's never going to work. You have
Why
to have
not?
it has to everyone has to be paying into it in order for there to be enough money. There has to be enough healthy people.
Just the people who opt out, they just don't get to utilize these resources.
It's insurance. It's like you need a bunch of like the only way car insurance makes money is that a bunch of people don't need it. They're only paying in and they never take out.
I know, but
or they pay in way more than they take out.
So
that's
you don't
why
think
you need.
you don't think it'd work on a voluntary basis?
That's why, like, if
then it probably shouldn't work. Then
no, it wouldn't work on a voluntary basis because you'd only get the sickest people signing up, and the healthiest people would opt out.
No, healthy people get health insurance all the time.
Yes, of course.
But it's only as an emergency case. You don't if you're completely healthy, you never really need a doctor visit.
But I'm saying, like, the poorest of the people that need it the most aren't going to want to pay for it, which is the poor.
Right, because they can't afford it. We can't afford health insurance.
Exactly.
But they can't do it now.
But that's why I'm saying you'd have to mandate that they pay something into it, even when they're not, you know what I mean? Like young, healthy, poor people.
Well, like a sliding scale, like whatever they can afford at that time. But also, you have to reform the healthcare system because they feed us poisons and take away our cures.
That's true. I agree with Matt.
Tinctures.
Like why would I want to lose out on $1 million on you and heal you and you never come back versus like, I can make like $2 trillion off of your people and I'm raking in all that money at infinity.
Yeah, why would we stop selling pharmaceuticals when we could give everybody mushrooms?
Dude, Vivek said it best, dude. Vivek Ramaswamy, dude, for president.
That are like $10 a gram.
I'm tired of pretending he's not the best candidate out there. I'm tired.
Dude, okay, what is his plan? You know he's fucking around.
Nah, I don't think so, dude. He's smart.
That's what I'm saying, but what does he actually want?
He wants to do everything but Trump wants to do, but he actually knows how to do it.
So you honestly think that he thinks he can be president?
I don't think he thinks he can be president. No.
Is he angling for some kind of a cabinet appointee in Trump's administration? Because he'll talk like Trump, but he won't say anything bad about Trump.
Look, anyone who calls Nikki Haley a scumbag is all right with me. It's pretty funny.
I thought everybody liked her. Oh, because she betrayed Trump. Okay, yeah, I hate her guts too.
It's because she had a UN position and then started doing contract work with like Lockheed and Martin, Raytheon, all these military industrial complex places, and then started and became a millionaire. She was in debt when she was a UN person, whatever the fuck that even means. Ambassador.
Uh-huh.
And then she became a millionaire.
Sick. So you don't think people in the government should be able to do consulting and lobbying?
No. It depends. I think it's fine. It just depends. I think I've come to this I think I've grown up a little bit. I've come to like a conclusion that absolutism is just bound to fail. It's just fucked from the start.
Yeah, it's trying to completely ban or completely allow anything.
Well, it doesn't allow any level of nuance. Like that's why I'm not a completely anti-interventionist anymore. And that's why I'm not a complete libertarian. I still think compared to everybody mostly, but I mean, let's be real, dude. Like, come on,
dude. I think I'm center left now.
I think I'm still the same position as just center. I think I'm my pronouns are now gay fag.
I think Biden is actually like pretty close to my politics, like socially liberal, fiscally moderate. He doesn't want full socialism. He's not a Bernie bro. He likes capitalism. He likes free speech. He respected the Supreme Court's decision that you can't force employers to get the jab, to force their employees to get jabbed, even though he wanted to.
3 years later.
Well, but he let the courts. He tried to get like OSHA. You remember that?
Yeah.
They went up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court was like, "No, if employers can't enforce."
No, but he also the eviction moratorium was his doing. It was an executive order where you couldn't evict people who couldn't pay rent, which is kind of.
That's kind of not free market. But look, extreme circumstances, you need some extreme policies.
Or when he was bustling on the railroad union strike, I don't think he came up with a fair deal for them because they were arguing for better pay during and after the pandemic. But I don't know how he settled that, but he did settle it, so I guess it's not that big a deal. I remember there being a caveat in there that was fucked, though.
I remember the people being like, "Oh, I can't believe Biden sold out the unions like that." So I don't know exactly what the terms were.
I'm not against unions. I just hate how they're always susceptible to corruptibility. But I guess any system with any hierarchy is susceptible to corruptibility. So I don't care.
Exactly. That's like you can't have a government without it being corrupt a little bit.
I mean, as someone that's been in a union recently, I can see the corrupt, like the union I was a part of. They were in bed with the company, so it wasn't matter what you did. Like you would pay in, and your rights and benefits weren't even used because
weren't even protected.
Yeah, they weren't. There was no protection.
Like, were they actually working for you? Did you feel that way or no?
No, I got fired and I was not protected. I mean, I wasn't fired, but like I was in a situation where I was not protected at all by my union. And all my dues, all that, like it did nothing.
Representation?
Yes, you're supposed to have representation. That's why you're paying the union. It's like a paid mafia for the like to help you against the company. But in today's age, it doesn't work because
they're just
of
owned
greed.
by the company.
Yeah, they're just another hand of the company that enforces what the company wants. And so it comes down to greed. They're all paid off now.
And that is usually what happens with unions after they're around long enough. But, a lot of people like the Hollywood unions, the Writers Guild.
Because they get shit done.
Because, well, yes, I guess that's kind of a contained industry where you can kind of... But didn't the auto workers union strike recently? They did some kind of a settlement. I forgot what they're called, like WET or something, like our AUW auto workers something.
Look, all I know is the first president...
Are they good or bad? I don't really know.
I think unions
they can be both.
Unions are fine on paper. We're a union.
Yeah, it sounds great, right?
A lot of things sound great.
Like a dick in your ass?
That sounds perfect, actually.
Does that sound fun to you?
Right now, we're going to do our new segment. It's called Gay Sex. Now, Matt is getting really close to me, and he's kind of massaging my arm muscles a little bit. Yeah, put some oil on that. Yeah, you can see the vein pop. Whoa, don't actually do it, fucking faggot. They don't need to. You don't have to actually do it, Matt. Just... Yeah. All right, now he's doing it again for real this time,
Vince
though.
loses gay chicken first every time.
No, all right, he's doing it for real now. Matt's slowly massaging my inner thigh and he's getting kind of close. He's kind of tingling my balls a little bit, and then he's kind of moving away, making me want it a little bit more. Oh, now he's unzipping me a little bit.
Do you feel your sack tightening?
Yeah, I can feel it start to swell with cum. And, there he goes. He's kind of getting his nose, kind of grazing my balls a little bit.
All right. As long as Vince is talking, none of this is happening.
No, it is. It's kind of hard.
He's the most deeply homophobic man you've ever
No,
met.
it's great. It's
can't
awesome.
handle
I
the
love
touch of
it.
another
Stop
man.
fucking touching me.
You see, that was real. That was real. He's blushing. And that was just a little neck
Vince,
grab.
why can't you handle the touch of another man gently caressing you?
It's fucking gay.
Yeah, what are you, gay or something? Dude, okay, women, they suck dick.
Yeah.
Sucking dick is gay. Okay? So
Yeah.
if you really want to be straight, you got to fuck dudes.
Yeah, that's why I fuck Matt all the time. I was deep inside that ass, dude. His bony butt just rolling against my big padded thighs, dude. It sounded like, you ever heard of like a pancake just kind of slapping on the skillet for the first time? And you're just kind of like, or like the sound of like a ketchup bottle just kind of.
You know the sound of your grandma making tortillas and slapping that dough on the countertop?
Yeah, that's how rough it gets. Man,
A little bit of that. Is that coming through in the mic?
Yeah, I like when like my balls hit the back of Matt's gooch and they slap against his balls like those Newton balls. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that, but like not mine are steel. Matt's are nice and supple, and he has like a little. He doesn't shave all the way. Well, he shaves a lot, but he kind of lets it grow out a little bit every once in a while.
Yeah,
nice little fuzz, just kind of entangling in my ball hairs, and they get kind of stuck sometimes.
Yeah, I remember in science class, my professor, he made us use our balls to demonstrate the Newtonian force. And he was like, now you see my balls are more dense because of all the semen in there. Mr. Coleman. And now you see when I knock them against your balls,
they've been pushed away.
They're being pushed away at a higher rate than they push my balls
I remember
back.
one time Matt was eating my asshole, right? And like I have like assy hairs, and he was like kind of using my ass fuzz as like floss one time. And he had like some dingleberries stuck between his teeth. And then I used his tongue as toilet paper. Just kind of rinsed out my anal hole. Man, Matt.
European style. Huh?
European style, yeah.
The old European wash.
Matt had like a little goatee on his face, but it wasn't hair.
Yeah.
It was my shit and pubes.
Like he just drank some chocolate milk.
Matt looked like Walter White because he shaved his head recently.
And remember at the end, Vince? I was like, get out of my territory. This is my turf. This is my swamp. This is my swamp to drain.
Now we should. I think in Israel. I think to solve the Israeli-Palestine conflict, I think all the soldiers should have gay sex with each other.
I don't think so.
And get all their frustration. I think they should play gay chicken, and whichever soldiers back down first, they have to move their borders back. You see what I'm saying?
A mile for every soldier?
Yes. So if the Muslims will not, like, you know, the Israeli soldiers, they got to put their face right up to the cock. Maybe rub their nose on their balls from outside of the pants.
Do you not understand military men? They don't. When they play chicken, they don't give in. They don't give up. They're conditioned to never give up. They will pass out before they tap.
Exactly, and I think the IDF soldiers will give it all they've got. Okay, my money's on the Israelis for being able to take.
Oh yeah, they have Seth Rogen, dude.
They've got Seth Rogen. Is he pro-Israel or pro-Hamas? I thought he would be pro-Hamas.
No, he's just a faggot. I'm just saying Jews are just a little gayer.
You know what? And they will win the gay chicken contest.
Yeah, so let it be settled.
If we switch to that instead of kinetic warfare.
I think we should
instead of bombs?
We should instead of bombs, we should use gay pheromones. Bomb them with gay pheromones, and see who will fuck more harder to death.
I think we should have one-on-one standoffs where whichever soldier can make the other soldier come faster wins.
Now, Matt, you've been seeing a new person lately. Now, I'm not gonna ask anything about her. I'm just gonna ask for like.
When was the last time y'all went out?
No. I'm just gonna ask him about his ball juice and how that's been. How if he's been. Does he feel more inclined to murder people now, or do you feel less inclined to murder people now? Because I know when I started getting sex on the reg, I saw my homicide tendencies started to decrease a little bit.
My school shooter fantasies almost completely withdrew.
Vince, I plead the fifth. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm completely celibate. I've been a virgin my entire life.
Matt, go give me a Coke Zero, dude. I don't want it. That's just the biggest load of baloney I've ever heard in my life.
I've been going to the church, man. I've been worshiping the Lord.
Okay.
If you're scared, go to church, Vince.
Now, Malachus,
I'm going to go to the Church of Satanism so I can do adrenochrome and other things that I can't say.
Maticus actually is on the Buddhist tip now.
Has he experimented with Satanism yet?
Satanism? No, I don't think he's ready for that level of homosexuality.
That he's not enlightened.
He's not ready for that level of faggotry.
Why not?
But have you tried...
You didn't have to really do that, Matt. I was just kidding.
Have you tried gay sex?
Yeah, Matt. Have you tried gay sex at the retreat?
Now, my therapist showed me this new form of therapy.
You have a therapist?
Called gay sex therapy, where the trauma release comes... it's fucked out of you by your therapist. Their therapist. Look, 9-inch
in order to get the gay away, you have to rape it away. You have to rape the AIDS away.
I have to suck the trauma out of your ass with my penis.
Just I think you're hiring a dominatrix and not a therapist.
Maybe.
There's a distinction.
Well, it's sex therapy. It's gay sex therapy.
Well, you can go to the red light district and get your rocks off. But therapy is entirely different. It's more like a Buddhist approach, you know.
Therapy, yeah.
It's a more pure approach.
Now the Buddhists also utilize gay sex for their healing process.
Well, in Buddhism, you can have a form of sexuality, but
big Buddhism.
But in big Buddhism, you have a you are allowed to have sexual contact, but it's only with a long-term partner. You make a commitment. But you don't want to be.
No, they have to be children because it's adultery. It's adultery if it's an adult. Oh wait, that's Islam.
Oh,
but in big Buddhism, you don't you don't take any intoxicants. You want to stay as spiritually pure as you can, so you don't want to fall into the pleasures of hedonistic ecstasy.
And biologically, your balls will eventually fill up with semen.
Oh yeah, this is just a biological byproduct of the aeons. If you don't
masturbate, you will emit. You will have nocturnal emissions now.
Well, yes, it reaches to a point where the factory just offloads its byproducts. But if you store it in the balls, and eventually your libidic energy goes back up into your brain, into creativity, into making a family and getting married and becoming a functioning member of society.
That I agree with that. But at the same time, like, is it possible to be Buddhist and be married?
Yeah, why not?
Of course, there's several members of my sangha that have a loving partner in marriage, and they're still a part of.
Oh, I mean a monk.
Oh, so there are some like exceptions where people have been married for like 20 years, and then they decide to become a monk, and like that at that point they're like, well, okay, like that's fair. Like, Buddhism is it gets with the times, it shifts its needs based around the people, but for the most part, to be a monk or a nun, you do have to be spiritually pure and devoted, because the idea and premise of being a monk is just devoting your entire your whole life to the religious practice, whatever practice you're trying to facilitate. So anything that you do is leading back to Buddhism.
I want to be like an art monk where like I just dedicate myself to the craft, any craft of art making. And then I guess you kind of do have to be that if you want to be if you want to be making art on the spiritual plane.
Well, that is the only art that matters.
You have to well, yes, I think all art does come from the spirit realm. But if you want to really tap in and be great, then you have to treat it religiously, like
and that comes
like
back
a shaman or like a monk,
right? And that literally comes back to being celibate. It's not being celibate is not just for the act of being pure, but it's also like the mental benefits, because you're not using that energy in jacking off or having sex, or you're not having that exchange. So that energy just goes directly back into you. And then that's how like a lot of
figure out what she wants, where she wants to go for dinner.
Right, you're spending that time in your man cave.
On
right,
you're spending on that time.
Like a good example is Nikola Tesla. He clearly had no maidens, and so he revolutionized the world with all his technologies and inventions. Do you think if he had any maidens that he would be where he was? He would have been lost in the maiden sauce.
That's true, because even if you have like a harem, then that still takes time.
Let me ask you this about art. I think I've changed my tune about art. Art is not subjective.
Okay.
Do you think that?
Says you.
Yeah, but I'm right though.
Yes, I know. I agree, because like like in a spiritual sense, I agree. Like obviously, like if you're actually talking about like actual critics of anything or whatever, it's like, okay, there is some degree of taste and whatever. But I mean, like on a absolute and spiritual level, yes, there actually is like art that more closely points to God than others, if that makes sense. Or like more closely reflects the nature of God better than others. You know what I mean?
Well, in
some form or fashion, not directly. Like I think you could have like a totally a raunchy whatever piece of art that still it's like the yang to God. You know what I mean? Where it's like it still totally perfectly reflects God, just inverted or something.
I think art inherently needs to be beautiful. Not in a sense that it's a pretty picture. Not
yes.
like
if you have a big enough definition of beauty, yes.
No, but I think so. Like for instance, I say like when I say that, like I say like a photo of the trenches of D-Day or whatever is beautiful, but not because it's a nice scene
image, yeah.
But what the idea it expresses, the humanity of it. I find that beautiful.
Right.
I don't think the shit on the floor, the literal shit post. Even I think memes and shit posts can be art.
Sure.
Like our art.
They're curated.
Well, I think what you mean, Vince, with the definition of beauty, it's going beyond the definition of beauty and going to a term called numinous or numinosity, where it's like either whether it's like something great or terrible, there is the presence of the divine in it.
Yes, that is exactly right.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but he said it smarter. That's what I said too, but
Yeah.
smarter.
The presence of the divine. Okay,
I say words good.
I like that.
You know how to look up words that are good.
Did y'all even hear me say that earlier?
I heard you say that. No, you said the exact same thing. We all said the
Like
same
a couple
thing.
sentences ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like beauty and all of that is kind of all in the same.
But the term, the base term that gets the point across is the numinous. Because, you know, when you say something beautiful, you're thinking of like, oh, like a nice piece of art. But when I say numinous, that could be like, you know, you're watching a car accident or you're watching a wedding. Like those are both numinous events that are something that are beyond yourself. It's bigger than just you.
Life and death.
Yeah, like numinous is life and death. Whereas like,
right,
you know,
because the elves live in Numenor in Lord of the Rings, no?
Numendor.
Do they?
they yearn for the mines of Moria, Josiah.
I know Numenor is the place in Lord of the Rings. I'm not even joking.
What are you, a
And
nerd? Did you read the
Numinous-
book?
You're a liar, dude.
I'm not even kidding,
You're a
dude.
fucking liar.
You're gaslighting us.
Numenor, y'all are gonna fucking lick your balls for this.
You know, if you're right,
That sounds like something made up by some guy named J.R.R. Martin.
that's more like Martin R. Tolkien.
By J.K. It's Rowlinian.
Josiah, if you're right, Josiah, I'm gonna give Vince another massage on
It's
pod.
Ian.
It's Heine-
Numenor LOTR was a large island in the middle of the Western Sea. The island itself was the shape of a 5-point star, each star having its own unique geology. How was Aragorn? Aragorn is a direct descendant of the faithful Numenorians from the line of Elendil.
Oh.
Got him, coach. It is real.
With facts and logic and virginity.
Actually, you know what? It does relate to what Matt was talking about.
It does, actually.
Because the Aragorn is a descendant from the Numenorians that didn't rebel, that sided with God against
Sauron?
Sauron in like one of the previous encounters that Sauron tried to take over
during
Middle
the
Earth.
events of the elf, what is it called? The Hobbit?
No, but way before that.
Oh, in a galaxy far, far away?
The Lord of the Rings movies take place in the Second Age, which is like the second coming of Satan. But there was like the First Age, which was basically like it's just all like cycles of the same thing.
Oh, very, very Hindu.
Yes,
Very
yes,
Hindu.
very Hindu.
Dude, so all religions are right.
Essentially, yes.
all religions are finding the numinous in different traditional cultures because all
In
religions are
different
finding a form of God.
But how can we synthesize a new religion that me and Matt always talk about this? Well, I always try to convince Matt that like you need a new synthesis of
Atheist movement.
new memes basically like it's a new synthesis of ideas that coalesce around a single point. Okay. And a new religion that can be, because I think now we have enough info, or at least we're on the cusp of it, to create a new religion that can spread to every continent.
Okay.
Like a new Christianity.
Release the Stargate files, dude.
They are released.
All of it. That's not all
I mean, it's a little redacted. But Josiah, I see what you're saying with this. I see exactly what you're saying with this, Josiah. But
consciousness predates existence.
yes,
It does. Consciousness is not a phenomenon of the brain. The brain is the phenomenon of consciousness. Bam.
precisely, it's a higher form of consciousness.
Oh.
But Josiah, the thing with religion is that what I'm noticing is that it's specifically your ego and you that wants to create the religion to convince yourself by convincing other people. Versus my side of the arguments where like I don't need anybody else to believe what I believe because I know it to be true for myself. And that's basing my theory out of Gnosticism.
No, I agree with you. It's just that I want ideas that can be adopted by others. You know what I mean? Or like I want a way of explaining that can be transferred, like basically memeified into other people.
But that's the catch. Like, you know, everyone has their own level of understanding. So, you know, you believe your certain way and I believe a different kind of way. We have similarities, but I'm never going to 100% believe the way that you do.
No, you don't have to. But basically, we need a new definition of God that everyone can congeal around.
I think everyone does have a basic consensus of what God is, to some degree. I think they do.
Okay.
I think they have a different image of God. I just don't know if they have but I do think they have the same idea of a God.
There is a God-shaped image or void inside our human psyche, and we need that in order to live a fully functioning life. And the issue of society now is like we're trying to push that out and say like, oh, we have science, we have rationalism, materialism, but
That's the gayest shit I've ever
we're
heard.
running into
That is
issues.
so gay.
We're running into issues with having that kind of belief that we don't need that.
There's something about how we think we think narratively, like we think of ourselves as a character, like, you are just a character in your head that you're thinking about.
That's why Trump is so powerful as a figure. There is that yearning for the narrative that the job isn't done. There needs to be the comeback. Like, he is the hero. And
yes, he needs to rise from the ashes.
That's why someone like Vivek can come out, and I think personally is a better candidate. But for all of Trump's downfalls, for all of his mistakes, for everything that he failed on that people fucking rooted on him about, there's still that yearning that his story is not done.
Dude,
and you know what?
Trump's story?
Yeah, and I think,
yes,
honestly,
but
that's
I think
powerful.
it only works with Trump. I don't think enough people are going to transfer their hopes and dreams
Their
onto
meme magic.
Yes, onto some other guy.
I think it's even more powerful now that he's been ousted by mainstream society and the fringes. I think that's why these indictments aren't working. These convictions aren't working. The arresting him isn't working. It's only feeding into the meme narrative even more.
And yes, and obviously at this point it's way too early to say, and anything can happen within the next year. But on a spiritual level, I feel like he does have a really good chance of winning.
Well, and
I think he's already won. I don't think it matters if he actually wins the presidency anymore. I don't think it matters. I think people are fed up.
No, I think he's transcended that figure of president. But what's interesting with Trump is that he's been the closest figure we've had to
he's more powerful as a martyr.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at.
Maybe, but somebody has to. You need the disciples, and he doesn't really have. He's got a couple.
Okay. So
I guess people would appoint his disciples. I guess if he truly does become a martyr. But a lot of people are going to want to pick up that mantle of I'm going to do what Trump. What they tried to stop Trump.
Dude.
So Trump is the closest figure we had in modern times of Jesus. And if he becomes a martyr, he becomes even more deified. And I'm not saying Jesus.
Yes, he'll become more deified. Yes, for sure.
And that's the tricky part because he's a human, but also people are just like the figure of Jesus,
the harder you convict him, he's built in that Jesus said, you'll be persecuted in my name,
right?
And then so Christians take that today to be the bathroom bills are me being persecuted as a Christian.
Right. It gets into extremism. And that's what I was getting at earlier with evangelicalism. It's they're pushing that kind of narrative really hard now.
I think it's bigger than that, man.
Yes, that there's a spirit. Well, Alex Jones has sold politics as a spiritual battle for a long time now. I think that's why he's been popular.
Dude,
because he does talk about it on that level. I think people inherently, a lot of people feel that.
I sometimes think I honestly my bias is going to show. I'm a fan of Alex Jones, but I think he uses politics as a vessel for spirituality.
Yes,
and I think he didn't know that. I don't think he knew that. I think that's why he was so damn popular and so charismatic. Is he didn't know that he was being used as a vessel to explain spirituality on a deeper level.
Yes, I do think his own sense of right and wrong is what powered him to get his message out and become as widespread.
I think he was trying to legitimately I just want to uncover corruption in politicians in the government and spread this word to the people. But but
there's a righteous instinct there that people recognize.
Exactly, but I'm 100% confident in the 90s and the 80s and the 2000s he his own mind was fixated on policy.
Yeah,
politics,
he thought of
government.
himself as a newscast. He was a broadcaster.
Right.
And he's going to do journalism
But when
that helps people.
when Alex Jones is at his best, it's when he's unleashed and uncompromising and talking about the spiritual battle.
Well, it's because he has that underpinning that it is so powerful. Because everybody, if they can't, even though they maybe not be able to articulate it, they feel as
There's
though
a jig.
that there's a higher level than just what people are saying,
Yeah.
where this struggle is happening, and that you could
But
call it
politics is
the meme realm or the spirit realm. I prefer to call it, but it's you could call it's a mimetic substructure where things are shifting before people start shifting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
No,
there's
it's
that,
just
and people sense that. So when you start talking about angels and demons and this kind of stuff, that is the only way that you can that is the only way you can kind of describe that substructure in a way that most people will understand as the spiritual entities battling angels and demons, gods and devils.
Right. You see it as more like symbolical or like mythological.
Yes, when it is in fact it is related to the physical world. It's a very tangible thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's the meme. It is mimetic. It's mimetic. Sand that everything is built on top of.
Right, that's
and
where
when
we get
things
our-
shift.
our-
The sands are shifting underneath it.
That's where we get all our stories from.
Yes, it's why stories. It's why like all stories are all the same, but they just slowly get shifted throughout time. Where it's like it's always Hercules. It's always Jesus.
That
it's always,
hero archetype.
It's the same stories. Yes, it's Spider-Man. It's Superman. But they keep iterating because the mimetic structure is fluid, and as that shifts, the stories need to be updated, and so we need a Superman reboot, and we need a Spider-Man reboot, and if it's popular, that means that it's properly adapting to the new mimetic substructure.
Like Spider-Man. There's several reboots of Spider-Man.
Yes, so like the Andrew Garfield one, it wasn't as popular as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't it hadn't adapted properly. You know what I mean? The story wasn't properly adapted yet. But then when you get to the Tom Holland version, that's like $3 billion movies. Okay. Because it is hitting on that. It is hitting right.
I think that's. I don't agree with that, but I understand.
Not for everybody, but I'm just saying like if a story stays alive, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps getting iterated on it, then that means that those updated versions are connecting spiritually with people on some level. You know what I mean? It means that they're adapting enough to keep it alive and to keep it in the public conscious. You see what I'm saying?
You know what's weird? I was kind of thinking about something like that, similar with the Israel-Hamas conflict, and I know a lot of people are kind of stirred up about that. And look, don't worry, guys. I'm an anti-Zionist Jew, but I'm also a Zionist Christian. Isn't it crazy? Like no one really no one can think far back enough about this whole conflict. But like really think about it. Like really think about it. Like, isn't that kind of crazy that
people think about it all the time? What are you talking about?
No, they don't.
People are thinking about it now more than ever.
Dude, no, they're thinking about it in the scope of October 7th, and that's it. That is it. That is the general consensus right now. People are only seeing it through the lens of October 7th. This is the start. This is the end. This is how I think about it. But fair enough, man. Like, I don't give a fuck about this thing.
For years.
I mean, yes, but that's always the case. It's like any conflict, people will go to the most obvious cause, or like the most obvious looking cause.
The most blatant, in your face
reasoning. Like they want the simplest reasoning possible, and that's going to be the
Right.
most recent.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's just it's not even about that really. It's just like how crazy it is that that memes and ideas have been at wits with each other for literally thousands of years. Isn't that just crazy to think about?
Yes, and I mean, honestly, I don't. But
Like the ideas have outlasted the people who first brought them up. That's fucking nuts. They're like they're like a living thing.
Well, that's what I was talking about, where you update, like, but it has to be adapted for each generation.
Matt, what do you think of context?
What do I think of context?
Do you sell people content or context? What do you think of that?
Oh, I see what you're saying. But that's basically just like meta news analysis or something, like meta analysis.
Yeah, it's just your current
It's
opinion.
like, oh, we're not talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict. We're talking about how to think about the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Yeah, like, are you for it or are you against it?
Now, Vince sees that as a meme war.
It is.
I see it more as just like a land thing, especially like the modern instantiation of it, which goes back to the late 1800s. Like when you're talking about like the modern day Jews and Muslims that are fighting today, they can trace their lineage back around to that time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's been Muslims and there's been Jews in and around that area,
Right, they've been
for a long
warring
time.
for ages.
but in terms of like actually kind of grouping together and making claims to that land, you know, we're talking 120, 140 years roughly.
Because it's been conquered, like that whole land.
Yes, it's been conquered, it's been taken over, Jews have been kicked out, Muslims have been kicked out before, Jews have come back before, Muslims, you know what I mean?
Yeah, different
Like,
empires have come in.
It's all been all over the place up until about the late 1800s, and then that's when you get like Jews and Muslims both settling in the area, and then in the 40s you get the actual split where Jews own the West and then are East, and then Muslims get forced to the West.
So you're saying the Jews started the Holocaust?
But what? I mean that's like the cleanest place to start. But you can go back, like I'm saying, another 50, 60 years.
there is like this wild conspiracy theory because Zionists
I see what you're saying.
Zionists thought was during the pogroms in the in Europe in the early 19th century, there was just this
There was like huge anti-Semitism across Europe.
huge animosity towards the Jewish population, and a lot of Jewish collectivists gathered around and started saying, "We need our own ethnic state. We're being raped and pillaged basically all the time, forever. It may be good now, but it won't be good forever." It turns out they were right.
Yeah, they had no idea how.
and they kind of got their wish. Now I don't grant any credence to that conspiracy that the Jews kind of orchestrated the Holocaust so they could get their Holy Land in Jerusalem.
Yeah, I don't even know how they could have consciously perpetrated that.
Maybe
You're saying like they caused World War II? So
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is a conspiracy theory that
Yes, that they did it to. But I mean, that's
false flag, dude.
That is insane. Like just the way that it happened, at least.
Yeah, no.
like it would be like okay.
I mean,
how
it just
could they
kind of defeats
possibly-
itself when you realize that there was anti-Semitism in Europe in the 1800s. Like, it's not like something that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's not like something they would have had to have conjured up,
Yeah, I know.
like people hating them. They already did.
Well, during World War One. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, wasn't there anti-Semitism even then?
Anti-Semitism is as old as Judaism.
Yeah, I guess so.
like it's kind of stupid that people kind of think like there's like a rise of anti whatever. It's like whenever that thing comes out, there's going to be anti that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
weren't Christians persecuted like before Christianity even began? Weren't they congregating in secrecy during Jesus Christ his life?
Yes, but kind of as a political movement, most likely.
Dude, political,
'Cause they
religious, is there a difference, dude?
Well,
I think
mean, there's
politics
definitely
comes
a
from
flavor.
religion.
There's definitely a flavor. Different flavors. They taste different,
I don't think so.
even though there's crossover. Like I get like going to a Trump rally feels like going to a church service, right? But the flavor is
Well,
different.
especially when you talk about
It's like a similar dish, but a different flavor.
like "Let My People Go" could be religious or political. In my eyes, it just sounds. They both kind of sound the same to me.
Yes, I see. Yeah. Well, actually, that does sound that is like a political. Like he was calling for a change of policies.
Isn't like the creation of politics just kind of like a super religious? It's just rules for living.
Yeah, well, it evolved in Europe like that, where the church and the state were one and the same. Like the king was divinely appointed by God, so to rule.
I just think like the basis of governance is just a mega monolithic theistic institution. Feels that way.
Yes, I mean, and especially Western, but even in the East, you have religions. Like religious leaders,
they're even more hardcore.
Being political.
They're actually ethnostates.
Well, like in Tibet, the president it actually is like the Dalai Lama.
What do you call that?
Theocracy.
Theocracy.
Uh huh.
What do you think that meant? What about a Buddhist state?
Matt,
There's no such thing as
Tibet is a Buddhist state. That's what I'm saying.
You can have a Buddhist state?
The Tibet is a Buddhist state, dude. Like the Dalai Lama, who is like the spiritual leader of the church, is the fucking head of state.
Whoa.
I didn't know that.
That seems kind of contradictory.
Yes, dude. The Dalai Lama was the one that organized the resistance against China back in the day. Dude, there's that Scorsese movie that Disney produced, but then they pissed off China with it. Oh my god.
I've never heard of
Mulan?
this.
No. They love that one. Ching Chong Bing.
Kundun.
Ching Chong Bing Bong?
Dude, so Disney had to bury this movie because they offended the Chinese government with it, because it's about the Tibetan resistance against China, and it's about the monk, the Dalai Lama at the time. It came out in 1997. In 1937, a 2.5-year-old boy from a simple family in Tibet was recognized as the 14th reincarnation of the Buddha of compassion, destined to become the spiritual and political leader of his people. Director Martin Scorsese brings to the screen the true story of the Dalai Lama, told through the eyes of His Holiness. Kundun brings to life the account of the Dalai Lama's early life, from childhood through the Chinese invasion of Tibet and his journey into exile.
Wait a minute. His name is Kun?
No, I think his whole name is Kundun.
Kundun. Wow.
But yes,
I just think of a black version of Dune.
But you see, like I feel like over the last century, in the 1900s, the scientism and the materialism attempted to split that up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The spiritual and the political as far as they could, but they're connected still, and so now they're snapping back together. And that is why Trump and Obama before him and Bush before him were seen by some as kind of a spiritual Christian and now messianic, but never more than Trump. So that's why I'm saying it's slapping back together.
Do you think we're going to see the emergence of an antichrist?
It makes more sense than ever now.
I thought Bush was like the antichrist figure.
But you see what I'm saying with Trump, right? Where people want to treat him as something more than just a man.
No,
right?
Trump is more.
And but more so than ever, people are actually believing that. You know what I mean? Like I think like more than Bush and more than Obama.
I think more than 2016.
Possibly Obama. I think but they couldn't express it in religious terms because they were all atheists, like the diehard Obama fans.
The Democrats.
Yes. But now the diehard Trump fans actually are religious and do come from a Christian background.
And they don't give a fuck.
And so they can express that in with religious terms.
Do you think people...
But the Antichrist, that's what I was saying. Like, you were talking about the Antichrist, and it's like, yes, like that person would have to be a political and religious figure simultaneously in a way on a level that we haven't seen before.
Do you think Trump could be the Antichrist?
Possibly.
Because don't they have to appear to be a benevolent leader?
Yes.
They can't, because I think Bush was too out there. I thought Bush was never seen as a benevolent leader.
Oh, sure. He had huge support after 9/11.
I don't think so, dude.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
He had huge support.
He also had a lot of detractors, but so did Trump.
Dude, people were scared. Like the left was scared that kids were being brainwashed, and the right was a lot of the right Christian right was loving him. Watch Jesus Camp, dude. That scared the shit out of so many liberals.
Jesus Camp?
Yes, it's a documentary about these religious summer camps and like what they teach the kids and like what goes on and stuff. Yes, it's very
But not on this level, though,
dude.
right?
It's like exactly like the church camps that we went to, except
really?
there's scary music playing while they're while they're like praising
like
God
they're
and
playing
stuff.
like fucking.
They're playing horror music.
They're
like-
giving like food to homeless people.
yes. Well, but they're talking about like, like some actually our
Literally, just get any adult giving religious scripture to a child and play scary music behind it. Because it's
Yes,
like I
and
could
it's
say the
like,
same thing about
oh,
people in like
it's
Jewish
the cults.
institutions or Islam.
Yes. You could play scary music over all those Muslim guys running around the box.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, they're in a trance.
evil.
They're being overtaken by the demon spirit of Muhammad.
They wouldn't use those terms though. They would say they would say they're being they're being brainwashed into this
Into a
crazy
cult.
radical idealistic
Brainwashed where they'll be
brainwashing.
able to do anything, like kill themselves.
which is fine. Less of them the better.
And but yeah, like almost any religious ceremony. or anything
Look,
you
can
make
we
look
just agree
scary.
on one thing? We need to trans erasure is real.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to take out the people who are killing the trans.
Absolutely.
So we need to kill trans people
They're demons.
because they kill themselves the most.
They're turning themselves gay.
Dude. So trans people kill the most trans people.
They're the number one cause of trans suicide.
Yeah, no, trans death.
Is trans suicide?
Yeah,
Isn't that lovely?
yeah. The problem fixes itself.
How can Jesus save? They just need Jesus.
So it's funny how demons refer to themselves as us and
Oh, a multitude.
We. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
multitude and they and them.
Oh my God, Vince!
They're demons.
Vince,
They're fucking demons.
you've been spending. Oh man, you know what the right wing is thinking.
Dude, I know what the
Are
right
they
wing
gonna
is thinking.
vote-
I
Dude,
also know what the left
if-
wing is thinking.
If Trump is on the, I don't think so. If Trump
you
is
don't
on the
think
ballot,
so? You don't think I know what the left wing is thinking?
only like
I just bash lady ballers, dude.
only a certain slice of them.
Dude,
I don't think you see
socialism
as
is
wide
cool.
I don't think you see as wide of a. See, that's the thing. Like Biden has fans
Dude, yes, he
in the
does. And
Democratic
I don't,
Party.
I don't
There's still
disagree.
a huge,
But they're like normal people. They're like blue collar Democrats from the 90s.
yes,
They're the very safe, moderate Democrats. They're not the socialist wing.
exist.
They're not the squad. The squad makes up like 1% of actual Democrats.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I didn't know this if you knew that or not.
You fucking asshole.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Democrats,
I listen
are,
to Joe Rogan, dude.
like the right wing meme. Like
The Twitter sphere of Democrats is like nothing.
yes, it's kind of a right wing meme. Like that is what the right is usually punching up against.
Yeah, they're not punching up against like I don't know, like Sam Cedar. He's like normal. He's like a normal Democrat.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one? The other fag.
The Majority Report.
Not the Majority Report. That's Sam Cedar.
Oh,
The other internet guy. He went up against Michael Knowles. Is his name Michael too?
I think I know who you're talking about. He's like a real clean cut looking white dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's got his little studio and everything.
Yeah, he's
he's
gay.
kind of a social democrat or something.
Yeah, but he's not crazy.
Right. He's not like burn it all down, kill the police.
No, he's not an Antifa guy. He sympathizes with them a lot, but I mean, he's not that guy. Like, there are no... okay, maybe Hassan Abi, but there's like no Antifa prominent individuals like that level of social that extremism of
Well, I
left-wing
think some of the
politics.
squad honestly were like that. I don't know if they still are.
I think that Muslim bitch was
and Hamas Hanabi.
Hamas and Abi.
Yeah.
Ethan, dude, look at it. That little baby is a colonizer, dude.
Well, if people,
You gotta kill it.
dude, and like, dude, oh
They're
man,
killing them, dude.
the baby settlers, dude.
It's just a late term abortion, Ethan. God.
It's a 48-month abortion.
Basically, yeah. He's such a clown.
Dude, like, yes, like he is like supported the Hamas attacks, and this is what pro.
Okay, I will say this. Look, I don't want to mischaracterize his position. I don't think he supports the Hamas attacks. I think he supports the people of Palestine.
You know he wants to so bad, dude. You know he wants.
I feel
to.
like that's kind of like I sympathize with the people of Palestine. I do think they're under.
Then you're just as stupid as you're just as stupid as Hassan. Then
I don't want innocent people to die.
Wants you to think.
dude, no, listen. Every Western fucking liberal who's ever said
First, I don't know anything about the left wing. Now I'm too left wing. What the fuck? You don't sympathize with the people of Palestine or Gaza at all? You don't think so? You don't think they're worthy of sympathy?
that's not what you said earlier.
I did say that.
Of course, I don't want people dying. That is why.
I know, but that's the same position. I don't start off there because that is such an obvious position to have.
You were about
that's
to
nothing
soft
special.
pedal. You were about to soft pedal Hamas.
No, I wasn't.
You were like, oh, honestly, I kind of think,
No, I do think the IDF has a history of taking things just a little too far.
Sure.
Like it's unproportionate. It's always improportionate, and they have like these strike rates that they do every once in a while.
Sometimes, not always.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But I mean, like the same problems I have with like the U.S. military is the same problems I have with the IDF. It's like I don't know. I'm pretty consistent on that front. Like these military, there's always crossfire of civilians. Like I had the same problem with in Afghanistan and in Iraq. It's crazy.
Sure, but you never know, like what the appropriate response isn't always clear.
Oh, no, I don't think the IDF should just be like, okay, peace treaties now. I'm like, I don't know. Like, they should take out Hamas.
They've tried.
I don't think so.
They literally have, dude, so many times.
I don't know.
Like, in the 90s, dude, they were going to give back land that they lost in wars. Okay, that they tried to kill over before.
Did they really?
Yes, dude.
Dude, you've been watching too much Ben Shapiro, man. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm serious. Like,
I know what you're
obviously,
talking about. I know
like-
what you're talking about. I've heard about
like,
this, but
they've-
from my understanding,
at
it's
one
just
point
like
they were fighting 6 countries at once. At one point, like and then during
Was it Egypt, too?
over the course of those wars, they took more land. They were fucking. The other side was ready to kill over it, and so the Israel went in there, killed one, and took land back. Took more land, yes, but dude, in the 90s, they were going to give them back like over 90%.
Were they going back
of
to
land that had been lost in wars,
Was
which
that
is
the
like a
68
huge
borders?
fucking cuck move to be like, we won, but you can keep your land. They were going to give it back.
What?
Yes, and they backed out from foreign pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The Palestinian leaders at the time. Okay, because they were like, no, from the river to the fucking sea. So every fucking Westerner that has ever said, what do you expect after 70 fucking years of blah, 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 blah? First of all...
Hundreds.
I mean, since Israel's been a nation, I mean...
Oh, yeah,
is only when really Palestine started to congeal as like an actual governmental thing. You know what I mean?
fair.
So if you go, any Westerner who ever said that, the blood is on your fucking hands.
I don't think
all
that's
these
the case.
15,000 people. Yes, because there's literally only one way to stop the killing for a long period of time.
I mean, that would be to kill every Palestinian.
No.
Yes, it would.
It would be for the Palestinian people to oust Hamas and get a leader in there who is willing to fucking settle.
They've
and stop
tried.
taking money from Iran and stop taking money from.
They've tried, but then somehow their leader that was completely moderate was like, you know what? We need to stop this complete like religious warfare against Israel. We're gonna chill the fuck out. We're gonna be cool. But I don't know who killed him, but he did die. I believe this was in the 90s. Now I'm not saying Israel did it.
It might as well. It could have been a Muslim who was mad at that too.
Yeah, Muslim extremists. Yeah, probably.
Yes, of course. So
no, I'm not saying Islam does not have a radical problem.
So
they don't have an extremist. But I hate when the fucking Laura Loomis of the world come out and say Muslim is inherently radical. I'm like, I don't know. It just sounds very ignorant to me. Because I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Sure.
Yeah, there's extremes in any religion.
Yes. I don't agree with that. But at the same time, every Western leader needs to be telling the Palestinians, get rid of Hamas, get a moderate leader who wants to sit down with Israel, stop taking the money from, and that is the only way there's going to be lasting peace.
Dude, a lot of them do not like Hamas. But Hamas started off as like this sort of philanthropy movement, from what I recall. Now, I'm not saying that's good, because they've.
Who cares?
I'm just trying to give you some context. God damn, you gave me something. Give me a little fucking leeway here. They want a plurality. They didn't want a plurality. They want a plurality in 90. They won. Okay, they won their election. 52%. Majority of the people in Gaza are under the age of 18. They have like the highest young population in that region. So not enough of them were old enough to even vote. Whether or not you even cast that as legitimate or not, I don't. But whatever, we'll fucking toss that one out the window. That's fine. I don't care. But the people
they haven't had elections since like 2007.
Exactly, because they're bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like the
only
people,
way this is going to end, and the only thing that people should be encouraging, is for the Palestinians to demand a vote of some kind,
a referendum. I know. I agree.
And sit down with Israel and be like, "Look, can we have
but
some of the land
that's not
back?"
going to work now, though, dude. After your fucking mom and sister have been fucking bombed and raped and pillaged and stuff. I mean,
Yes.
I know.
Oh.
Palestinians do it too. I know. They probably do it more than the Jews do. I get that. I understand that. Fair point.
But there were protests in Israel to stop the bombing. So it's not like there's not people on both sides.
But it's
that
too
want it
late
to
now,
end.
dude. It's too late, dude. Once the IDF went over to Gaza and did their thing, and they have every right to do so. Every right to do so. But there's always crossfire in these situations. Hamas likes to use human shields. I will fucking take that. They do.
Sure.
Once you start killing civilians, dude, people are gonna become radical. You just created more Hamas. You created more sympathy. It's over. It's done. There will be no peace. It's fucked unless
but it would take a centralized Palestinian government to police.
Netanyahu will not allow that to
that.
happen. I'm sorry. No, he won't. It won't happen.
And okay, fine. Then they can close their borders, have like super strict borders from, you know what I mean? But if they recognize Palestine as a state, close the fucking borders, don't let any Muslims come into the country or whatever.
Fair.
Or do whatever vetting you want. If there is, have a pact to fight extremism and terrorist attacks on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. Okay? And then start building up your economy. You're right next to Israel, a fairly, like, one of the wealthiest nations per capita or whatever. You can have a pretty solid marketplace over there.
But that's also the thing, that they can't do trade with any of their surrounding borders. I hear Israel and Egypt and other surrounding nations kind of like make that impossible.
Yeah, they don't like the fucking terrorists either, dude. Egypt tried to take some in and they started doing terrorism over there.
But you're just kind of propagating the problem. You're kind of make sure that all these policies by their bordering nations just kind of ensure that Gaza remains a terroristic nation.
It's like a chicken and the egg situation. I don't know which is first, but I just know that what's happening now is just ensuring that more Hamas cells come to life. Dude, they will slowly drop off. Like, people don't really want to live in fear of dying all the time, okay?
Fair.
If you got enough people living in peace for long enough, the appetite for that would die.
Well, then tell Israel
if
to stop bombing
work
Gaza
and survive and live, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. If people have their needs met,
I'm
with you on that one, dude.
They're not going to be building pipe bombs and shit.
I know. I agree. They wouldn't. But they don't get that chance.
That's all I'm saying is that the only way that's ever going to happen is if the Palestinian people
de-radicalize?
Yes.
Get rid of Hamas?
Do some MLK Gandhi level shit.
They tried and they got shot by IDF forces.
Do you know there was terrorists there, dude?
Sure, but they were there. Hey, shoot first, ask questions later, right?
But doesn't that help get you international sympathy?
No, because they're cavemen and have low IQ and decide to, blow some shit up after that.
Exactly.
But once you prove that peace doesn't work, like this explains the BLM protest to a T. Look, I don't agree with BLM, okay, because they're kind of a Marxist little entity, but it shouldn't come as a fucking surprise to anybody that radical leftists will take matters into their own hands and start burning shit to the ground when they feel like they're not being heard. There have been no serious there have been no serious changes in policing up until that point. Yeah, they defunded for a little bit in certain democratic states, but police brutality still exists. They're still pigs. They're fucked. What do you expect these people to do? Like
Universal body cams.
Sure, or just maybe no women police. Let's start
like,
there.
okay.
Let's start there. Let's start with no women police, and let's go from there.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've
Did
seen
you
it.
see that video of that lady tasing a guy who was like already restrained?
And she shot him.
What?
I saw a lady reach for a taser, and she shot him because she thought she had her taser in her hand.
Oh, I do remember that one. That was like at a gas
Or
station.
when a guy was running off in his car, she shot him and killed him.
Maybe
Police shouldn't be. Women shouldn't be police.
the adrenaline.
Dude, it's tough out there, but for the queen.
I want to know the numbers. Do women kill more people than men when they're police?
Oh my god, dude! I wonder if they. Well,
Okay, no. Just look up.
But their aim's
unlawful discharges.
their aim's probably worse. I was gonna say, yeah, like
Just discharges. Don't not kill, but just like the. How many more times?
discharging your weapon. I wonder if it is higher for women.
I bet it is. Look up police discharges, men versus women, or gun discharge. Just put discharge. Not. Yeah. I bet those
Look,
dumb
I don't
broads.
care. I'm just gonna say that it is, and women are a worse shot than men.
Yeah, it's just
I
the
already
truth.
know. But
the
Israel,
truth.
Palestine, guns, women crime.
That's probably.
That's too specific.
Look up black people versus Palestinian IQ.
Here we go. Police wrongly discharge a weapon.
Dude, you know what? If you live in Palestine, you might get beat up for saying that we shouldn't be terrorists.
Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to live there.
It might be dangerous to even do that. You know what I'm saying?
I know Muslims don't like the
You
radical
don't
Muslims don't
support
like
the
Christians.
indiscriminate killing of Jews, dude. Get the hell out of here.
That's fine.
I mean,
They got numbers.
hey, you don't want the indiscriminate killing of the Jews, huh?
They took that out, all right. Don't worry. They took that out the Hamas charter, man. Come on. They're chilling out a little bit.
Okay.
Because
That was in there.
yeah, and the original one from like '97 or whatever.
No, it wasn't that. It was like 2014.
They had it in that one. Oh my god! Well, I'm glad they've moderated and taken that out.
Wait. I wanted to do a role play with you and Matt.
Vince, I have the numbers.
What are the numbers?
So the numbers of the unlawful discharge have been 1,422 since 2012.
By sex?
Well, and so the amount of women is 1,300.
And men?
How many total?
Out of 1,400.
No way!
Like, so like 85.
Nah, I wouldn't believe that. That's too
I was
skewed.
gonna say like 85%. Yeah, because I was gonna say like even if the number, the absolute number might be lower, but as a percentage of the police force.
No, it would have to be by gunshot. It would have to be by discharges total, not by the force. Because there's fewer women police. I wouldn't even say it's 50-50. I would say it's like 20-90 or 20-80. But I would want to know how many women police officers are there in the country, and then how many of them have shot their weapon. And then do the same with men. Then you get the percentage of...
But I think most of them probably haven't shot their weapon.
No, but I would bet that most women have.
Oh, like more women as a percentage.
In their own... You have to separate it.
Right, like how many women
You
have
couldn't do
fired
it by
their
women,
weapon?
like, because if you said like, 20 women shot their weapon last year out of 30,000 police officers, like, that's not that many. But then it's like, but there's only like 40 women, so half of them have shot their weapon.
Right, that's what I was saying.
You
That's
know
what
what
I
I
was
mean?
saying. Yeah. Like how many as a percentage of them that there are
Yeah,
have fired their weapon or like pulled it out on somebody?
I can do the work. It would just take a long time.
Probably a lot because they're retarded, dude.
He's 140 pounds. Shoot him! He's bigger than me.
Okay, so
Dumb
the
bitches.
amount of
He was
women-
walking towards me aggressively.
He yelled at me.
So Vince, the amount of women in the field in law enforcement is 27% in 2021.
Oh my god, I was almost exactly right.
Wow.
But
That's
civilian-
okay. So about 1 in 4.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
So there's law enforcement employees, officers, and then civilians. Civilian law. So
No, not civilian.
So officers.
How many officers are there?
What do you think?
How many female officers are there?
13.
I would say 9, 8%.
You say 8%. What did you say, Vince?
13%.
13.3.
Wow. Of officers.
Because they get promoted easier.
Okay,
Because they're women.
But I assume officers are out in the field
Yes.
as opposed to not officers are like at a desk or something, or like potentially like working at the police station, but not.
Isn't
as
there
a police
isn't there a
officer.
technical difference between a cop and an officer?
That's what I was wondering. Like, can you technically be a cop
And not an officer,
and still be out on patrol, but not an officer?
I think.
I mean, yeah, there's like a story of like a couple. They were both police officers, and they went on a date, and somebody robbed the store, so they made the arrest even though they were off duty.
But I'm talking about if they like if
The
you
difference between a civilian and an officer. A civilian cop. Are they a cop?
can you be an officer and like just work inside and not?
Yeah, security
You
guard.
be a detective.
I'm a civilian cop.
But that's what I mean. Like, never mind.
Doesn't matter. All we know is that 13% of the officers are women.
Yeah,
You heard it here first, folks. I'm great at guessing.
that was insane.
It's pretty good.
Okay, now let me run this skit idea by you.
13%.
Wait, we didn't do the roleplay idea I had, man. Come on, man.
Okay, what?
I got
Okay,
one
what is
thing.
it?
I got
Can-
5
can-
minutes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can you and Matt, can we have like a customer support conversation? You guys decide who is the customer support foreigner, and then one of y'all has a problem with your porn on your computer or something on your phone. It can be whatever. Make it up, dude. Make it as funny as possible. Make it as funny as possible. I want to see how funny y'all are. But if y'all don't want to do that, that's fine. I just thought it'd be good.
Give me the premise one more time.
It's a customer help hotline for a technical issue one of you guys has with I don't know, software, hardware. You guys can pick.
Okay.
One of you, but the caveat is one of y'all is foreign, so you have to put on an accent.
Matt, you be the customer.
Do it, Matt. Do it.
All right.
All right.
All right. So Matt has
Just-
to call in first. Ring ring.
Yes, thank you for calling Hewlett Packard tech support. How can I help you?
Yes, hello. I'm having trouble logging into my online gaming profile.
Okay, you're having problems with the Xbox Live. Don't worry.
yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry, my friend. I'll help you out right now. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, first of all, I need you to get. Do you have your wallet with you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Why do I need it?
I need you to get your credit card out
Okay.
and tell me what give me the full number so I can look up your account.
Okay, so that will
Your
be
Xbox 360 account.
for the 360 account would be like 162-413.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm pulling it up right now. Okay. Is this gay sex man 69?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. I think I found your account. And now I'm just checking out on my Amazon order. I mean, I'm looking up into your account and seeing if it's good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, looks like you've paid. Okay. Sir, I'm going to need you to send me a picture of your balls.
Why?
Your penis, sir.
Why? Why do you need that?
I need it because to verify, we have it. We take pictures with the Connect while you change. And I need a penal confirmation that the shaft and the vein patterns match what I'm seeing here.
Can
I'm seeing like egg-shaped penis. I need to confirm that this is the same penis that I'm talking to that is in your account now.
can't you just use AI?
No A, but we can use the I because I will be doing the verification, sir. I will be doing the
I
verification.
mean, all right.
All right.
we can edit to have like a phone call filter.
Holy shit! Oh god,
Vince really thought that was really funny. I
dude,
did
you
not
just
think that
sound
was funny.
perfect. I thought I was on a Microsoft.
I was a little off, guys. My voice was.
All right,
I felt like my
do it
accent
with me
was
now,
off.
but you're African.
Do it a little bit higher.
You're now okay. You're African now. You're African.
Okay, man. I couldn't do my African accent.
You have noise in the background.
Okay.
Like blowing at the microphone.
All right.
What about Caribbean?
Fine, dude. Whatever. Just do a funny voice. It's pretty good.
Ah, man.
Do you have any
Okay, can I tell you my idea?
Fine. Some of your ideas.
I'm out of improv.
That was good though.
Okay, I had the skit idea.
Yeah.
What was it again? Oh, yes. Okay, it's Ryan Reynolds doing a PSA
My belly hurts.
where we start with. Okay, imagine Ryan Reynolds, close up on Ryan Reynolds. He's walking towards the camera slowly,
Okay.
and we're zoomed in pretty tight on him. And he's talking, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Vodka and Mint Mobile spokesperson and occasional actor Ryan Reynolds." Okay, and he's like, "You've probably heard about the various wars and conflict going on around the world today." Mm-hmm. And like as he's walking towards the camera, we're zooming back. Okay, and you see that he's in a burned out. He's in like a city like with destroyed buildings beside of him and stuff. And he's like, "War hits us all differently depending on where we are, but some of us are in a place to help." And then we zoom out, and there's like a medical, like a nurse runs in front of the camera and ducks down. And as we zoom out, we slowly zoom out on them. They're like pumping a patient. They're like doing CPR on somebody. You know, they're talking. Ryan Reynolds is walking past. He walks past them towards the camera this way. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Jeez. They're like on the side, and he's like, for those of you that if you want to help the innocent, it's important that we remember the innocent, and people who, and the ones who truly can't protect themselves. Okay, and you see that they're operating on a kid, and maybe there's another kid. He passes by another kid on the side of him, you know, and then he kneels down, and there's like an injured puppy, and they're bandaging up. There's like a vet bandaging up the puppy.
How the fuck are we gonna do any of this?
This would all be animated.
Okay.
And he's like,
you know, like a real picture of Ryan Reynolds, but like from Blade Trinity.
Yeah, something like that.
Blade?
Yeah, the third one.
He was Deadpool. And so as then he leans down, and it's a puppy, and he's like, it's important that we try and remember the animals affected in all this. And there's like kids, but like there's kids dying behind him. But he's like, we give to the pet aid, helping war pause against war, pause the violence.
Wait. Pause of war, like POW.
Oh, okay.
Pause pal.
Yeah, 1-800-PAWS. POW.
1-800 please stop.
But the joke is that like he's asking for money for animals, even though like there's people dying.
That's a good idea.
Is there a way we can make that joke better?
No. Okay. There should be a joke. I know some people consider the Browns to be animals, but the real ones are the ones that need help.
But the real animals are innocent.
You can play the Sarah McLachlan song.
Yeah, maybe when you see the pets, because then it would be too obvious at the physics.
You pan back and forth.
Oh yeah, maybe as he's talking during the after
different pictures.
After you know it's about animals, then you have a bunch of like animals getting operated on.
It sounds like an Adult Swim commercial.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. I'm thinking like, you know, like a minute or so.
A minute?
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I think maybe like 30 seconds.
We should have like a guy, like a
30 seconds to a minute.
Like an IDF guy coming in and like bleeding out. He's like, "Please help me! I need help!" and he like just fucking like kicks him or something.
Oh, and you see doctors come and they just move him. They move him over. There's like sitting. There's like a kitten underneath him.
No. Wait. What if he's like he walks into a hospital bed, right? There's a guy dying there, like he lost a limb, and like a doctor just like fucking throws him off the bed and puts like a puppy there.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or like a dying kid, even make it more fucked up.
Yes. Okay. Maybe he walks up to a kid in a stretcher, and you think like the doctors are about to help him, but then they toss him out.
They move him over and help him.
Maybe he's like talking in a foreign language. He's like, where's my family? Where's my mom and dad? And then like, get out of here, you little shit! Fucking throw him across the room. He's like, ah! I want to do a little crit screaming. Ah!
Like the Michael Bublé, like, shut up.
Shut up, nigger.
We need to cut that.
Shut up, you little kike.
But this joke has been. I've been baking.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I've been wanting to do something like this because in real life, every time I think about donating to like animal causes, I'm like, oh man, but I could actually like save like a human child.
Yeah.
With this money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, yeah, I would strangle a puppy to save like a person.
Oh, easily.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, yeah, actually, those homeless puppies or puppies with
Would
staff.
you strangle Simba if it meant you saved a kid?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would.
I would.
Okay, what if you
I'd be like, you had a great run there, Simba.
Okay,
You're 13 years old.
Is he?
He's 11.
He's 11.
Oh, well, fuck it. He's already dead
Okay,
anyway.
what if you did another commercial with the exact same premise, but for the children instead of the animals?
No, that's the joke, though. It has to be about, like, we...
Back.
No, but the joke is that we put more reverence and civility towards animals than we do human beings.
Yeah, like, people care more about, like... And it's actually true, like, more people will donate to...
People will take the homeless dog before they take the homeless man.
Or the plants.
Yeah.
The trees, the forests.
That's even better.
Oh, that would be funny.
Climate change.
The whales.
Oh, yes. All the CO2. Oh, my God.
Yeah, all the CO2 this is emitting.
But it's just funnier when it's a puppy, because you could put a puppy on a hospital bed.
Yeah,
You can't put a tree on a... But actually, that could be funny if you put like a little... Like a tree on his bed. Like a little tree.
Oh, my God.
You start pumping water into it and stuff.
Yeah, they're like pouring... They like have like an IV bag, but it's like fertilizer.
Yeah.
Or like, have you had like a fertilizer bag? They're hanging up on the little thing.
Yeah.
Like a
And
cable.
putting it like on the roots.
Yeah, like a cable's connecting it to the roots.
Yeah.
That actually might... Okay, that might even be funnier.
That is kind of funnier. That's a good idea, man.
Yeah, that... Even
Because
more...
you will still have people who sympathize with dogs no matter what. And they'll even kind of understand it, because I kind of do. But I understand what you're saying more. But when you get to the climate change hoax, then I don't give a shit.
Then it's like, okay, yeah, that is like the last thing you should be worried about.
That is the last thing I'm worried about, yeah.
Yeah.
No, a joke could be like, we know millions are dying in this war, but potentially millions could die from climate change.
That's nothing compared to the
But
hundreds,
the potential...
the billions that will die.
Potentially. Sorry.
No, they believe it, dude.
No, I just think I think you should have like a
that
little...
will die if we don't save.
You should have a misnomer
this
on
blade
the
of
thing that
grass.
says potentially on there or something.
Yeah, like with the asterisks, like
Or it
really
says like,
small.
or that could die from climate change.
That is going to die from the climate change disaster events.
And then have Al Gore in there for no reason.
Yeah, we could have like
He's
the
like,
man.
it's really possible that everyone will die twice in the year 2045 if we don't stop the climate change. Stop climate change now. And like have Alec Baldwin there. Have Alec Baldwin in there for some reason, and like you see like his face covered in blood. And he's
Is
like,
shooting? Does he have a gun?
yeah. he's like climate change is the real smoking gun.
Oh my, that's the real danger, not me.
Climate change has killed more people than I have. Oh man, that'd be great.
It's the progressive guy where like he's like, oh, I'm gay.
Oh, have Caitlyn Jenner in there too. But she's a conservative somehow.
They are.
I was gonna say the same thing. Just
I'm
have
more
her
of
in
a
there.
traditionalist. Saying what?
Climate change has killed more people than I have. She's
Yeah,
killed
she like ran over like 3 or
Matthew-
4 people or something.
Matthew Broderick too.
No.
Climate change has killed more people than I have.
Yeah, he ran over someone.
Okay, sure.
Hillary Clinton. Climate change has killed more people than I have.
Than I have with
What
my
if it's just a
private
bunch
jet.
of people, a bunch of liberals who've actually killed people, preaching out about potentially killing people?
That would be even funnier.
That would be hilarious.
Trump.
But I feel like it's kind of a different joke than people care more about bullshit stuff than they do about people.
Well, I think climate change is still the joke.
That's true. Even there, you could be saving starving kids in Africa.
You'd be saving starving puppies than trees.
Yeah.
That's even worse, I think.
You could be, yeah.
I think the joke is still there. That you're giving into, not, it's even worse because it's an abstraction. It's an idea.
Yeah.
It's even worse than like the literal starving man on the street, or this idea that the world will kill you somehow. It's even worse, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the joke is still there. I don't know. It's your idea. I mean, I'm just giving.
Okay, do you have any skit ideas?
I have something.
Okay.
Okay. Back to what we were talking earlier about, like stories and mythology.
Uh-huh.
How much do dreams affect mythological stories? And how much have those stories affected our dreams, like as, consciousness evolves?
How much? I would probably say a lot.
Like, do those stories come from dreams? Like,
Or do dreams come from stories?
right. Do you have an opinion on that, Vince?
I don't. Keep talking.
Josiah, do you have an opinion on that?
I don't know what dreams are in terms of like when you're asleep. I know people say like your mind is processing shit. So it probably is like symbols being crunched up and your mind trying to make sense of all the symbology that you experience every day. Like words are just symbols. They're sounds that represent
That's what
ideas.
language is.
Yeah, language is all a symbol. Letters are symbols for words, which are symbols for sounds,
That's what dreams are.
which are symbols for ideas. So, yeah, it's like all symbols might come from the spirit realm. But so I think stories create the dreams because you have to like have something that needs to be interpreted in order for you to dream about it. You know what I mean? Or have something that needs to be processed.
Oh, it's influenced you. Like, kind of like movies. Like, movies are sort of pseudo dreams.
Yes. It's like it's somebody else's dream, like that they were able to remember.
Right, they're memes that they remember.
Yeah, they
Like,
were
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
they were able to fuse it all together into a story, but it's actually like fragments of dreams that you get while you're processing like other stories, basically.
Right. So dreams are you making up your own myth?
Yeah. It's kind of like your own mythology being kind of played out
Right.
on a subconscious level, like, oh, this is how the myth is playing out to you, you know what I mean? Or this is how the story's playing out to you based on like all of this other people's.
Right.
You
How,
know,
how does your
memes.
mythological story tie into the collective?
Yeah, remember how I was saying that like the stories need to be updated for each time? Well, they also have to be
Updated for the individual.
personalized for individuals, where it's like, then that is why some people like Luke Skywalker, some people prefer Neo, some people prefer Superman,
Frodo.
some people prefer
Yeah,
Spider-Man,
Frodo, Sam,
Frodo. It's like
Aragorn.
that story is tickling their mimetic feelers.
Right, it's in their DNA somewhere that they know this meme. Like it's a very ancient meme.
Yes,
in
it's
their
probably
culture.
genetically tapping
Been
into
passed down.
some genetic memories as well.
Because you can pass down even traumatic memories. Like those genes are like keeping that emotion, and they go into your children. So collective
Yes.
trauma.
Well, they've shown this. They've proven this in rats.
Like with war.
Project Monarch.
If you shock
Yeah.
if you shock rats after spraying lemon spray in their face, their children will feel anxiety at the scent of lemon spray, even though they've never been shocked by it during it. They will experience because they can test their heart rates, and they experience anxiety at the scent of lemon spray.
Maybe they're just younger. Or is it
the fact
No.
that almost like traumatic experience is epigenetic? It transcends the experience of the individual
yes.
and goes down to their offspring.
like a fear trigger? They were able to pass on a fear trigger, even though they've never actually been in danger by that trigger before.
Now I'm looking up something, Matt.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They pass down the trauma.
Yeah, they're conditioning.
Yes, they pass down their conditioning. So that is possible, and that is proven to be capable. Like genes are able to carry on the fears.
So with stories, maybe that's like a part of passing down of the genes.
Yes, where we might have some more Eastern DNA. You know what I mean? And that's why we gravitate towards
somehow
that
with our
kind of
roots. Yeah.
a mythos. But, or you European music traditions speak more to you.
Oh yeah, I'm still trying to find that because I'm Bohemian. I'm pretty sure I'm mostly Czech or Bohemian. So I'm trying to feel like what was that culture? What did they play? Were they really gypsies around that time?
And that if they were traveling,
They're
then
not gypsies.
it would have been a very eclectic.
That's a slur now. You can't say the G word.
Yes, Bohemian is what
No,
they
it's
call
like
them.
an M word, Moravian.
Oh, really?
Moravian.
Well, those probably did have a very eclectic.
And the Celts as well. So the Celts is probably of newer evolution, but the Celts was kind of like
Any nomads are going to have very eclectic traditions from various areas,
right.
So you're probably like a pan-European,
Oh, like tribalism, yeah. Everyone has their
pan-European
own-
spiritualism.
So instead of having their own individual mythology, like the whole village or group has a shared mythology together.
Yeah, like any nomads are going to pick up from where they're traveling around, the cultures they encounter.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're attracted to so much pan-European stuff, except for Christianity.
No, I like all of it.
Yeah, but you weren't. I had to make you listen to that Druid music.
No.
That was pretty sick.
No, I found that years ago. Hailung?
And I do like Arabic.
Yeah, you
Hailung. I'm talking about like Christian, like Catholic monastic.
No, I
chanting
found
and
that
stuff.
years ago.
The Christian ones.
Dude, I get a sense of awesome.
Gregorian chant.
Gregorian Orthodox chants are pretty rad.
Yes. It's not as old as some of the other stuff, though.
Look, because it's getting kind of late, guys. Then we need to close it up here in a few minutes. But we've had it. How long have we gone on?
8:20. Like an hour and a half.
248 or 148. 148.
Damn, almost 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to destroy this argument that I'm about to lay out, and just remember, if you don't disbar it, you've conceded everything.
Okay.
Everything you stand for, everything you are, and everything you will be. Nigger!
I actually agree, dude. 100%. And that is why the South will rise again. That's why we live in Texas. We actually believe... Dude, there used to be a KKK headquarters over on Preston.
Red Bluff.
Red Bluff?
In the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like one of their offices or something.
Yep.
I remember passing by it, and I was like, "Is that like the KKK? They're still around? They kind of are a little bit, but they mostly just have barbecues."
I passed by a Mason Lodge.
Oh yeah, Masonic Lodge.
When I go to Louisiana.
Does it look pretty gay? Do you think they could give you one of their robes and take you to one of their gay orgies?
They look like churches.
All I'm gonna say is,
are they Christian?
I can't say that I went inside. On the record, but off the record, just to quote Richard Nixon, it is one of the most faggiest events I've ever been to.
Nixon was actually pretty base. Like, he was actually a blue collar guy. Like, he.
Oh yeah, when he was invited to the Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, he did feel out of place and like not respected by a lot of the guys that had all went to Harvard and shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think those societies? Do you think?
So I could see how, like, you know, if you're like one of us and you go to one of these fancy ass lodges and they're worshiping Moloch, you'd be like, what kind of faggot? What kind of gay shit is this?
No, there's literally gay people hitting on people.
Really say that?
Alex Jones says like they all get naked and fuck, and a lot of them hit on him back in the day because he was kind of a Chad back then.
He still is.
He talked to there was a gay orgy when he had infiltrated the Bohemian Grove.
Well, he said a lot of them hit on him.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
A lot of them are gay, dude. A lot of them just like, what is it? All right, never mind. Hold up. What is
sexual deviancy?
What is
dude,
it with
you know
the debasement of these elites? Why do they like to? Why does Hillary Clinton like to rape and torture women?
It's hedonism, dude. Like you.
Is it the adrenochrome? I heard it's like a super psychedelic, dude. Is that why they can take so much scrutiny and litany? Because they're always like fucked up, like they don't care. They just don't care. Like they're always having like that existential death where it doesn't like matter what you say to them. Like they can keep a straight. Like is that what happens? Like are you just experiencing schizophrenia? Like you just don't give a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like for real, you think?
I think you. Yes.
Like when you exist outside of normal circumstances, because I would say
that's what I was gonna say. It's hedonism.
We're closer.
As
we're
your
closer
highs
to
need to be higher. The higher you go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're closer to like. I mean, we're not even that close, but we are closer to base human animal instinct than any person who is an elite ever would or could be. Like we're closer to like. We're closer to our literally to our humanity than these people ever will be, like just for a fact.
Right.
So when you're that far away from your humanity, like do you just kind of get a proclivity towards just all round like extremes to feel alive again?
It's like popping pills. Like you pop one pill, you feel great. You pop another pill the next night, you feel okay. Let me try 2 this time. And then the next day, let me try 3. And then eventually, it's like you cannot get off on less than gay orgies with the people that run the world.
Dude, I was like doing some research about Hunter S. Thompson. You ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
No, but I've been hearing a lot about it.
Well, apparently he used to like to produce and write and watch snuff films. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Well, he like did some gonzo journalism. Yeah, like make them.
That's illegal now.
Yeah, snuff films are like murder.
Yeah, is it murder?
Yeah, like murder porn, like literal murder porn.
Yeah.
Well, like that's also like the MK Ultra mind control experiments. They basically get so basically a young child is a perfect little specimen for these kinds of experiments because you can. So the goal was for them to try to break the psyche and create a dissociation element in their mind that could be used and captured to make an ulterior personality. So when you're undergoing traumatic experiences, your mind wants to protect you and it will disassociate and imagine something else because of the horrors. And they would try to basically try to catalyze that into implanting a new identity. They would create sex kittens, sex slaves, assassin type characters, by showing them excess violence, people being murdered and tortured, their peers being murdered and tortured. So that's why they kind of get this this almost Stockholm syndrome like scenario where like they feel grateful and sympathy with their captors because they're like, oh, they picked me to stay alive and not that guy. So like I should be grateful to this person. So it's pretty crazy stuff, man.
Did any of it work?
Possibly the honeypots. Possibly. People say Marilyn Monroe was a sex kitten. They say a lot of pop stars are sex kittens.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what that's actually the code word for these people who are basically just honeypots, like Black Widows, so to speak, like using their female sexuality to infiltrate positions of power. They think that's what Marilyn Monroe was. Taylor Swift? Possibly.
And you have to traumatize them when they're young in order to get them to dissociate?
Yeah.
That actually sounds pretty plausible.
I mean, I think it's true.
This is Project Monarch.
No, that's MK Ultra. The Manchurian Candidate.
What was the what was Zoe 101?
Jamie Lynn Spears?
Yeah, she got pregnant.
Jamie Lynn Spears, I think she might have been.
They say that Dan Schneider impregnated her. I don't know about that. I don't know about the validity of that, but
Well, she did get pregnant, right?
yeah.
Right after, and then left the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, look at all these like child stars, bro.
Ariana Grande, I feel like could be that.
I think Britney Spears, dude, she was like overly sexualized when she was like 16.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. That's probably the prime example.
Totally.
But she got really super popular.
They're supposed to.
Taylor Swift?
Possibly.
Kurt Cobain.
No. I'm thinking like Charles Manson.
Jeff Buckley.
No, his doctor was like confirmed to have ties with FBI agents. Like there were so many times that they were supposed to lock away Charles Manson.
Yeah, he definitely did too much acid.
Koresh.
Huh?
David Koresh.
Don't know who that is.
The Branch Davidians.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, drugs too. Drugs are also a part of the brainwashing techniques. It's not just one individual technique. It's
Ezra Miller.
It's traumatic experiences, drugs, starvation, all types of torture methods.
I feel like you'd have to, like, it would be so unlikely that you would actually produce what you wanted with this by doing all of this to
I
somebody.
think some lend their hands better to others. I don't think you can make the perfect assassin, but I do think you could make sexually bankrupt women who would sell their bodies to anyone for the right amount of information. That seems more plausible because some women do that. Some women do that on their own accord.
Right. That you've trained,
but not even on their own
that.
accord. I think there is a history of sexual abuse, and that's why some women become so promiscuous.
In order to honeypot people. Yeah, that's true.
So, like, you just implement that with drugs, brainwashing, Stockholm syndrome, and you can do it at will almost. It's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it just seems so unlikely that you'd actually get what you wanted out of mixing all that stuff together.
Well, if you,
Like,
There's probably better ways to do
you'd
it.
probably most likely get a crazy person.
if you break the psyche, it's like
Oh yeah, I mean, I think a lot of
Like Charles Manson. Like,
but he still served his purpose.
Which was what, to incite the race war?
No, to infiltrate leftist organizations.
Oh, he did?
He was a part of a leftist organization.
His own cult?
No, he was just hanging around with hippies and doing LSD with everybody. Some say he gave him. Some people say that he was an unwitting informant. So to be an informant, you don't have to be knowingly working for the FBI. You just have to be, ex facto, giving them what they want.
Right.
And so he was an informant for the FBI, trying to get dirt on the leftist movements. I think this was during the 70s or 69.
Mm-hmm.
And during the height of the Vietnam War, we kind of wanted to cramp down on anti-war sentiment. And we wanted to see if we could possibly employ MK Ultra agents into these organizations and kind of, quiet that down a bit.
Mm-hmm. But I think he took too much acid, and
or maybe they gave him.
They probably gave him
they
too
were probably
much acid.
giving him acid to give to other people, and he just took too much.
I mean, it's known fact that
sell
the
to other
CIA
people.
knowingly gave drugs to low-income areas during the 80s, during the Reagan administration. Like, that's a known fact. It wouldn't surprise me.
And I'm sure they experimented with psychedelics on people. Well, they did, actually. They would have... there was a system where they would bring in people with a prostitute. They would hire a prostitute to bring a guy. She would spike his drink, and then they would observe him in this locked room behind two-way glass, so that they could see the effects of LSD and like what was going to happen with them. But it's a common takeaway from an acid trip where you either feel like nothing matters or everything matters. And if you think nothing matters, then you get the Manson line, "The earth tells me there is no sin." You know what I mean? Which is a kind of a rational conclusion to come to after taking that, and is honestly just as true as, well, everything is sacred.
But I think the CIA and the FBI got the information they wanted from Manson, though, that you could brainwash people with the right conditioning and psychiatric drugs, because he did inevitably convince 2 women and a man to commit a killing spree in Los Angeles.
Yes, like he was using techniques that he had seen or had been used on him.
Maybe unwittingly, but yes. Yeah.
Yes, I've heard this theory before.
I don't think it's a theory. I think it's true.
Well,
Makes sense.
there is a lot of evidence that Manson did participate in the trials.
Mm-hmm.
And was let go by police and was used, they were using him for something.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is true.
He broke his probation many times, even got expelled from Mexico and got extradited by the U.S. Police. Yeah. Pretty crazy stuff.
Scary stuff, bro. But look, you've got to keep your head up, and we've got to get Trump elected 2024. That is the only way we're going to be able to put a stop to all of this.
Yeah, I agree. The madness must end.
Yes, and we're going to get the real info on the aliens. David Grush, let's fucking go. He's
David
Grushing
Icke.
it.
I'm going to talk to him next week on my pod.
Mm-hmm.
The lizard people. The Terrarians.
Oh, okay. I've been wanting to get the inside scoop on that for a long time now.
I just have to pleasure Ike a little bit.
Okay.
Orally.
Get him to tell you how many are in government.
Well, for that, I need to go anal.
Well, you're going to have to take this one for the team, Vince.
I was going to do it anyway. I find him very sexually attractive.
All right, that's my boy. All right, boys, that's it. We're over 2 hours. Let's fucking go. American Meme. TAMP.
I suck your mom's titties.
Whoa, whoa.
She loves my cock every night.